Okay, this is included in your exam. So since you do not have free time on the 20th, 20, 21, 22, um, you'll have your exam next week. So I will have a short discussion on linked list in Python since this is part of your examination. Okay? So we'll have the main concepts on linked list before we proceed to the types of list, singly, and the other types of list. Okay. So before going into depth of what linked lists are and how you can use them, you should first learn how they are structured. So each element of a link is called a node. And every node has two different fields. So this one, we call this as node. You can see my pointer. Yung data and next, this is a node. And there are two fields in a node, namely the data and next. The data contains the value to be stored in the node. As you can see, there is 3 here. This is the data. And next contains a reference to the next node on the list. Okay. So a linked list is a collection of nodes. The first node is called a head. So this is how many nodes we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first node is what we call the head. And it is used as the starting point for any interaction through the list. And the last node must have its next reference pointing to none. So the last node always have a none value pointing to the next. As you can see, every next, there's no value because the next field points to the next value. And then on the last node, it always remains that the item, the next item is none, is blank, okay? So we proceed to singly linked list. A linked list is a string of nodes, sort of like a string of pearls, with each node containing both data and a reference to the next node in the list. So as it is stated, if you have a bracelet of pearls, every string contains a nodes. Okay? And that nodes contains a data and a reference to the next node. Parang yung beads ng pearl ninyo na necklace or the bracelet for the ladies. So we have the following features of singly linked list. Header of dataset will always lead to the first data element as it is represented a while ago. Then each node contains data and link to the next data. So as you can see, the main concept a while ago, a node contains two fields, namely data and next. So each node contains data and the link to the next data. The link to the next data would be the next field. Okay, the link is the last node. The link in the last node is empty. As represented a while ago when I have a figure that represents 4 nodes, the last node contains a blank node. Okay, the link in the last node is empty. So walang laman yung next natin, that is empty because that's already the end of the node. So the list is also known as one-way chain because the data elements can be accessed in only direction. First to last, navigation through dataset is reverse direction is not possible. So one direction only. And any data element in this list cannot be accessed randomly and will have to be necessarily traversed sequentially from the first node one by one. So hindi pwedeng mag-random ang access. Kailangan i-traverse. So we will have to apply that one later after the concept being discussed. So this is another representation of a node, the header. Then you have the last node, which is empty. This is node 1, refers to the header. Data link. A while ago, it is represented as data next. Now, that's why it is now represented as link, because the next now will link the first node to the second node. Then the third node is being linked to the second node, or the fourth node is linked to the third node. And the last node contains an empty data, empty link already, because that's already the last node. So how do we create creating node class? This is the code on how to create a node class. The first thing you need to do is to create a class for the nodes. As you can see, class node. Then the objects of this class will be actually nodes that we will insert in our link. We know that a node of a single link list contains an item and the reference of the next node. So as you can see, self item is equal to data, self reference is equal to none, because this already represents the data and the next node. So this is how you're going to represent a node or creating a node in Python. So this is the syntax. Therefore, our node class will contain two members, namely item and ref. Item is equal to data, ref would be the reference. And the value item will be set by the value passed through the constructor, while the reference will initially set to null. Okay, so this is the code of creating node class. So how shall we create a linked list in a class? So next, after creating the node, we have to create also a single list in a class. So you have to class linked list. Kanina, class node. Now we have to create class linked list. This class will contain the methods to insert, remove, traverse, and sort the list. Initially, the class will contain one member, which is the start node. Self start node equals none. That will point to the starting of the first node of the list. And the value of the start node will be set to null using the constructor, since the linked list will be empty at the same time of creation. So this is the script how to create linked list. Class link, so you have also the syntax. So I start with the linked list, node as empty also, or none. So we have already created our class for a single list. The next step is to add insertion function to insert items into the linked list. But before we do that, we will add function to traverse a link. This will help us read the data in our list. So this is how to traverse the linked list. So we are now going, since as mentioned a while ago in our concept of the linked list, that only directional. one at a time. Hindi pwedeng mag-access ng data randomly. So you need to traverse it. So how do we traverse it? The Python code for traverse function as follows. So you have to add function below the linked list class that we have created in this last section. So if self that start node is none, so therefore you have to print list has no element. Else, if else start node while n is not none, and then it will print the value of the item. Then n is equal to n dot reference. So this is how we do traversing in linked list. Now I want you to simulate this one. Open now your laptop and your Python and simulate this script, this code. And what would be the output? January, February, March. We have already created a node, have created a linked list. Now we have um, printed the value of the linked list from the head up to the last value. Okay? So then it will print the value of the list. And what would be the value of the list? January, February, March. So I want you to simulate this one, and then after which I'll give you a short quiz. You just have to, I'll just give you a simple instruction, and then to improve the output. Okay? So you try this one. You code it into your Python if you have the same output, and then after which I'll create I'll be giving you a short quiz just similar to this code to work with. Can you see the code?
Ma'am, pa-zoom naman po.
Dali lang. Parang zoom naman na yata. Kita nyo na?
Konti pa po, ma'am.
Okay na?
Okay na po, ma'am. Salamat po.
Okay. Tapos na?
Di, di pa po, ma'am. Ito.
I have created already an assignment to upload your quiz. We're going to display naman January to December. Yun ang laman ng list ninyo. January to December. You are given until 10 a.m. to submit.
Kaya pala mali.
Ma'am, ano po ulit yung gagawin dun sa ano, ma'am? Sa quiz na lagay mo.
Kaya pala mali. Hula.
Um, ma'am, question po, ma'am.
Bob.
Sino na nakapag-turn in sa inyo?
Ako, ma'am.
Sino yun?
Ako, ma'am.
Check
So,
ko.
Ako, ma'am.
Okay? So, lahat na ba nakapag-turn in para we can move on? Let's give them another 5 minutes. Check ko nga, yung mga nakapag-turn in. Madali lang, diba? Doon nyo sa assignment ilagay. Kung pagka dito sa chat nyo ilagay, hindi ko yan i-check. I created assignment for you to turn in.